last we gathered here, you all had followed tracks to a outpost after the after learning about items going missing in the town of Kerkonig from Trovis, the local speaker of town, who was a former adventurer, had told you about gems and items of this sort, including the lantern outside of the Northern Light Inn, and that had been stolen by invisible foes. You found tracks leading into the mountains, and you followed them there, where you found an outpost inhabited by these invisible dwarves that were capable of enlarging themselves, that some of you knew as Dwergar. Dwergar are dwarves that live underground in the Underdark. You snuck into their stronghold, made your way across, doing battle with actually a couple of ogre zombies that they had made use of, and then finally encountered the boss, Dwergar, man by the name of Nildar Sunblight, who you all knocked unconscious, restrained, and tied up. A few other things. You had been in this room. There was another room to the south whose door had opened that had prison cells in it that you had not explored. And you had not explored further back into Nildar's area. You did find a letter that he had written that said on it, "Brother, you will find me on the frozen ferry in East Haven. From this new base, the search for Shardalin continues. Long may our father reign over this dark land." And Nildar told you something to the effect of, "It's too late," and that something to the effect of his father will rule regardless. You didn't catch a name or anything. You tied him up, and he is unconscious, tied up, and bound. Who bound him up? Take Leonard out of the picture. Leonard goes into hibernation mode, along with his drone. And Yutara's having a bit of a spell, it seems. The voices inside of his head are yammering, and he's talking to the space whales. So who did the tying?
Wasn't me.
I thought Cadillac did the tying.
Well, I mentioned dropping him down a well, but I don't think we designated somebody who actually did it.
Okay, Cadillac, then you
I'm
did it.
I'm happy to, though.
How did you tie him up, and what manner are you tying him up?
I basically, I guess, used some hempen rope from my pack and double knotted with a flourish.
You bind his hands? Do you bind his feet? Do you bind both? Do you bind his hands to his feet?
Okay, so I bind both hands and feet.
Okay. Are you gagging him or nay?
That's probably a good idea to keep him from hooting and hollering for help. So yes, I think I'll do that. I stuffed the bag of beans in his mouth. What's the worst that could happen? The bag itself, not just the beans. It's just the right size to stuff into somebody's mouth.
Empty the bag of beans out onto the ground to get a better look at all those beans. All right. And he's tied up. He's bound and gagged. Where are you leaving him?
Can we place him in a corner? Like, say, for instance, right here?
Yeah.
So there are cages
in the corner.
There are cages around the corner, not the jail cells, but cages that are outside of the elevator.
Are they inhabited by a couple of goats right now?
They could be inhabited by a tied up man.
Put him in the goat cage?
I mean, we could do that too. I was thinking about doing the dome, though, right there in front of the corner, so that, like, the dome is in between us and him. It, like, essentially traps him in that corner, but we totally have cages. That makes more sense.
Okay, so are you putting him in a cage?
Can we search him for a key and make sure he doesn't have one on him?
The goat cages are just like latched. If you're looking for like a key to those cages, they don't have
wait
like
a
they're like latched for goats. There's not like a padlock on. Like somebody needs to get the key out to get the goats out of their pen.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with my original idea, which was to lure him down the well. Unless somebody has a better idea, because the well is around where we are, and there's only so much mischief he can get into down this a little bit down the well if he's like tied up from the top. Like he'll just wake up and sort of dangle until we haul him back up.
No,
Haul
I
up
like
a-
it.
You haul up a dwarf sickle. He's frozen to death.
That's
Dwarf
distinctly
sickle.
but I mean that's going that there's a high likelihood that happens anyway unless we, snuggle with him in the hut.
I don't know. They've managed to keep themselves here at this keep. All right, you lower him down into the well. You've tied him off. The bottom of the well is frozen, so he's resting on a frozen bit of water, and he's down the well. What are the rest of you all doing?
I mean, assuming we're ready for it, I'll go ahead and cast the hut.
Okay. Where are you going to put the hut?
Anyone have a preference or?
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Well, I suppose I will put the entrance over the well somewhere in here so that like he can't like go invisible and try to climb out of the well. Like I'm not allowing him through the actual hut itself.
Oh, so you're going to like set the hut on top of the well?
Yeah, why not?
Might make an uncomfortable way to sleep since the well is like, a well, but...
Draft.
Or are you going to put the well inside the hut? I'm trying to think of how that would work.
I mean, it's a radius, so
Yeah.
presumably the radius goes down too, right?
So, the well encompasses the hut. Okay.
Sure.
Or the hut, yeah.
The hut
encompasses-
encompasses the well.
Yes. Okay. Everybody gathers into the tiny hut, and are you guys just camping for the night?
Toot almost died, so yes, he's
Yes, I'm very much in need of a rest.
Okay. Are you setting watches, or everyone just going and trying to get their long rest? See, I think there should be a penalty to having to set watches. Like, if something happens, you get the jump on it, but you don't get your full rest or something. But anyway, if you manage to get through the night, you can still get a long rest. But
I'll do a watch.
all right. I can take 2.
number 3, then Harkus.
I'll take one.
All right, number 4, Bunny Fufu. Or Della. Bunny Fufu is another character. All right. I need my D20. Who had first watch?
I did.
Second watch. Who was watch number 2?
Toot.
Okay, Toot. Roll me a perception check, Toot. Are you watching just from within the hut?
Yeah, I'm not leaving it.
Okay.
And actually, I can't leave it as long as it's up. I have to stay within it, otherwise it falls.
Pretty good perception check. Okay, Toot, you see the front door, I guess? Front door here at the drawbridge area creak open for a half sec. And then shortly thereafter close. Just very quietly. And then and maybe it's the wind, Not certain. But that's what you see without leaving the hut.
I mean, we're in no condition to go chasing after invisible things. So if it's not attempting to harm us, I'm going to let it be.
There hasn't been any attempted harm to you. But the door creaked open, the door creaked closed, and then that was that. Okay. Well, the rest of the night passes without any events. You guys are all able to take a long rest. Toot, you saw the front door open and the front door close in the middle of the night.
I will let everybody know that as well. So whoever was relieving me, I would have let you know that.
That would have been
Me.
Harkus. Yeah, I guess Harkus, if you were told that, are you going to go investigate things?
No, I have 6 hit points that I'm just going to sort
But
of.
I guess the last shift is up. They wake up Ordella and they say, hey, a few hours ago, the front door opened and the front door closed. And then they say, like, Toot felt really beat up and didn't go look at it. And Harkus was like, I was really beat up and didn't go look at it. I need to sleep. Good night.
At half my hit points. So I'm hoping whatever it is doesn't come this way.
That was a few hours ago. Are you investigating anything or are you just...
I mean, if it's been a few hours, then
oh, yeah.
They would have killed us by now.
It's been several hours.
Yeah. If it's
like
been minutes.
Each shift is like 3 hours long. So like it's like 4 hours ago.
It's like at this point, I mean, they would have already killed us in our sleep. So
yeah. Okay. So
either they're just like very patient waiting outside the door.
8 hours has passed. The tiny hut disappears. Everybody roll initiative as you're surrounded by invisible foes that have the... No, I'm just kidding. That have their swords pointed at you. Nope. Tiny hut disappears, and you all can mark a long rest.
Yay.
Can I see if I can see any footprints or anything around that, like outside the front doors?
Yeah, roll me investigation. Yeah, with a 14, you see 3 sets of footprints that are dwarven in appearance, that are fresh, that you can tell were formed within the last 6 hours or so, certainly after you engaged in combat here, that are leading away from this facility.
Okay, I point them out to everybody else. And I say, shall we follow them?
You would estimate at this point they've got a 6-hour head start on you. You have a tied up dwarf in a well, and you hear it's like shaking coming from the well.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just going to say they had enough of a head start on us. They'll find us if we need to deal with them.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ride a goat into battle.
You can get mounts. The goats are a bit. The goats are a bit
what
small.
What kind of goats are they?
Like average size.
Goats. I put one in my purse.
Like an average sized goat that a human being couldn't ride, let alone an orc woman.
A normal sized human being. I clearly can ride a goat. If the goat agrees to it.
If you can get somebody to cast enlarge on the goat.
I was referring to myself, not a half orc. I also fit into overhead storage compartments too, but that's a different game, not D&D.
Okay. Right. So, what are you guys doing? The tiny hut has disappeared. You hear hollering coming from down in the well.
I haul our dark dwarf friend up out of the well and see what he has to say for himself.
Yeah, he's bound and gagged.
All right. I pull the bag of beans out of his mouth.
Ah! He sort of spits as you rip the bag of beans out and says, "Never in my life have I ever. I don't know who you think you are, who you're dealing with, but you'll die in flame before this is over. You got one over on me, I admit it. What do you want?
So what is our game plan with this guy?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, it was more a question posed to the group. I in general just don't like people trying to kill me. And feel still very aggrieved by the fact that I got beaten up several times yesterday.
So are you saying anything to that effect? I don't like
I'm
it.
sort of scowling. I'm sort of scowling at him and kind of
as you scowl,
daring him to mouth off with his.
He sort of scowls right back at you and says, "You attacked my facility."
No, I believe we were walking outside.
Yes.
You came here, broke into my facility, attacked and killed my brothers.
Not exactly how it happened, but yeah.
We were walking outside. One of them shot an arrow at us. Me being me, snatched it out of the air and threw it back.
You trespassed.
You stole all this shardlin. I don't think that you have the moral high ground here. What exactly are you doing with all this shardlin, Mr. Sir?
That's none of your concern.
I think it is, because we're the ones who can gut you neck to knees right here. That makes it our business.
And
roll
we have all the shardlin.
Intimidation.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
He looks at you. He looks over and says, "My father has his uses for it. You'll find out soon enough."
That wasn't a very convincing answer. That didn't tell us anything.
I'm
you
sorry.
Just told us you have a father. When we already knew that.
Yeah. What'd you say your father's name was? Jim?
Dark
George.
magic. Jim, dark magic.
How about we just call your mother instead?
Zardock. Know it well. Be your ruler soon enough.
Does your mother know what you're doing?
She will.
My mother's dead.
Turning over in her grave.
Zardock's sunblight.
Zardock's sunblight. That sounds menacing.
Know it well. He will be your ruler when all these 10 towns fall. Sooner than you realize. The cold. Hush you.
Fall
back down.
Whom?
Back down.
Fall to whom?
Oh.
I start slowly lowering him back down.
No, not in the hole.
You see, it's little diatribes like
Pause.
this that make people want to storm your facility. You're not up to any good whatsoever. Clearly.
Deep Dura blesses Zardock with great knowledge. Deep Dura fills his mind and grants him the wisdom to become ruler of the Overlands. The people of the 10 towns are weak. They're scared. The Frostmaiden has made them ready to fall.
So are you in league with the Frostmaiden?
Ha! Deep Dura takes as opportunities. The Frostmaiden has weakened the people of the overworlds. We shall conquer them.
So how exactly do you intend to deal with the Frostmaiden if you are not in league with the Frostmaiden? Do you think you can subvert the Frostmaiden?
We mind not the cold.
Well, in that case, it sounds like you would enjoy spending the rest of your life down at the bottom of that well. We can just go ahead and lower you down.
I start wheeling him back down.
Roll intimidation. Take advantage.
Doesn't matter. You're already going down. Bye-bye.
What a catastrophe.
Yeah.
Though I will say, in Cadillac's defense, he's got to still be at least a little bit intimidated from the first one.
Yeah, he's still a little bit,
Residual
like,
intimidation.
Residual intimidation.
Okay, as you start to lower him down, he says, "I will escape here." He actually, I don't think he says anything. He says, "So be it." I'll give you, well, probably shouldn't give you the inside baseball to his mind. He's not that intimidated by that threat of lowering him down. He did seem to be somewhat intimidated by the fact that he doesn't know if you're killers and if you would just slice him in half on the spot. But he seems to be less intimidated by the notion of, we will leave you here tied up.
Okay, so let's wheel him back
where
up.
like none of your people will ever
Sharpen
come
our
back
stuff.
again and find you.
I feel like at this point,
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
He seems less intimidated by the threat of, we will leave you tied up here, than he was by the threat of, you might be a killer and you might cut him in half. He doesn't know.
We gonna find out.
You start to lower him down to the hole. He says, "So be it."
All right, does this like have a lid on it or something? I guess.
Well, at
Close
this
the
point,
lid.
I'm gonna take my newly acquired flaming sword and light that baby up.
All right, it ignites.
And just say, bring him back.
Ordella, you start hauling him up.
Yeah, fine.
Ordella just starts hauling him back up.
Kind of roll my eyes and I do it very slowly.
As he comes up, he sort of spits on the ground.
And I start wheeling him back down.
You will die by your own sword if you don't answer our questions.
Roll intimidation.
Oh, come on.
We're just going to keep
you wanna
lowering him
snuggle
and
with him.
raising him until he's intimidated.
He is.
He's just getting motion sickness at this point.
spray the room.
That's right.
I think you're using the weapon here. I think you've got advantage on this roll. To be honest with you, you've lit up a sword. You have good reason to make good on this threat. Yeah, and it wasn't going to be that high of a DC.
You're gonna get so nauseated. Oh, never
Yeah,
mind.
as you pull him up, key and say, "You'll die by your own sword if you don't tell us what we want to know." He says. He looks over and says, "If death be what greet me, then I shall be dead with honor. I'll tell you this, you'll get no more of me. Surely you know what this stuff is, what this is. Chardalin. It imbues the powers of all darkness in it. It can be melded, sculpted, used to create. My father will create your destruction with it. You will all die in fire. It is nearly finished. You may have found these pieces that we took, but we have been gathering far longer than these poor people have realized. Our work is nearly done. My other brothers, they continue on in my absence. Kill me if you must. You'll get.
Where are your brothers?
You'll get no more from me. Does anybody have any
keeping him
ability?
alive.
Does anybody have any ability to like
at this
pry
point-
into his mind or anything?
Probably the guy with the mind whales.
Yeah, probably the guy who's off in a corner.
Who's staring at space?
Talking to the space jerk.
Okay,
Um,
so you guys think to yourself,
so-
maybe Yatara could like
Yeah.
delve into this guy's mind telepathically
Melt
and
it.
like
I mean,
he's done it. He's
read
done
it.
it. He's done it before, so maybe there's some use to like either finding him or his brother or something. Just saying.
Given the fact that he is bound and I have a flaming sword and an attitude.
Mhm.
I'm just going to take the tip of my flaming sword and sort of get close.
Mhm.
And just
As you do,
singe his
As you-
his ear a little bit.
as you get really, really close, he says the magic word and the sword goes out.
No, the sword's mine. I'm attuned to it. I've got my own magic word. He's not
I guess-
attuned to it anymore.
I guess that's true. I guess that's true. You have your own. Let's say he knows the magic word. He can turn it off.
The
He reaches
sword
out-
is mine.
He does the thing that always bothered me in Star Wars and uses Jedi mind powers to turn off his opponent's lightsabers with force push. He force pushes the button to turn the lightsaber
I
off.
love it.
Yeah.
And it just goes on, off, on, off.
So as
yeah.
he's touching him with the burning sword, can I cast command?
Sure.
And the one word that I use is confess.
Okay. What's the save? It's
It's a wisdom save.
I'll give him disadvantage. Let me bring him back. I'm sorry, I don't have his token on the screen. There he is. Wisdom save, disadvantaged. Nildar Sunblight. He rolls a 5,
He
so
fails.
confess. When you say confess, he just blurts out, I only want to please my father, to prove I'm worthy.
Where are your brothers?
Zardox never loved me.
Where are your brothers?
Is that him coughing or you?
It's him.
Okay.
A little both. I can't. I shan't. My brother is in East Haven, making ready.
Where is the other one?
You'll get no more from me. You shall have to kill me.
I think at this point, what I would like to do is present to the group the option of going after the brother, but perhaps bringing this guy with us.
I agree. We can drag him along behind the wagon.
Yeah,
We have a wagon.
let's get the goats. They can drag him.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Every
Shoot.
orc in Mordor is going to hear this, right?
Not with this bag of beans in your mouth. They're not.
Yes, okay. If that's what we're going to do, then I'll happily stuff the bag of beans back in his mouth.
Toot just points to himself and says, not the mama.
Goats are the mama.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are able to load him up behind, roped to some goats, tied up, and start to pull him through the snow. The nearest town is the town of Caer Konig, which is what you left out of with the local speaker there, Trovus, and it takes about a day. I'll show you the map so you get sort of a sense of where you're at.
Would that be where we would head, though?
So before,
I don't know. I'll show you the map. I'll show you where you're at, and you tell me where you would head. The nearest town will be Caer Konig, but you can head, I guess, wherever you want. Let me put you where you're at. All right. You're at the D&D logo, basically. Now
So-
You were told about the spire over here in the past and some other things. You're there at the D&D logo.
Before
There's
we head
Caradina.
down the trail, isn't there a space in here that we didn't get around to exploring, where the jail
Front
cells
entrance?
were?
Yes, there's
Yeah.
the jail cells.
Yes.
I can take you back to that map if you want to explore the rest of this.
Because those jail cells could be full of gold and gemeralds
Mhm.
and bags of
And the good
beans.
stuff.
Just a
Beans.
big
And more
pile of
flaming-
magical swords.
More flaming
Flaming
swords.
swords.
Right.
Yeah. Could be.
And we'd never
But
know.
more importantly, healing potions.
Yes.
Could be. Sword of Glory. Absolutely could be.
So I feel like we should not leave any stone unturned.
Okay, I'm all about some exploration.
Okay.
Well, for the meantime, did we want to lower him back down the well? And
You know, having him underfoot wouldn't be terribly helpful. So
Convenient.
yeah, we can lower him down and then pick him up on the way out.
Not in the pit. Not in the pit.
In the pit.
As he goes down in the pit, he screams, "My father's more powerful than any of you filthy creatures could imagine.
Get that
You don't
bag of
understand
beans.
the glory of it.
Get that
The
bag of
power
beans.
found in the ice.
Get
None of
that
you
bag
do."
of beans back in your mouth.
Roll perception, actually, as you shove the bag of beans in his mouth as he's ranting. Everybody who's there can do it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ordella, as he is ranting randomly, you hear him go, but you hear one distinct thing, like out of that. He said, "My father's more powerful than any of you filthy creatures could imagine. You don't understand the glory of it. The power found in the ice, none of you do." After the bag of beans got shoved into his mouth. But then one thing came out of it that you just barely managed to catch. You heard him say, "Your doom soars on dragon's wings," as he disappears down into the pit.
Whatever.
That was rude.
Bag of
Back in the
wind.
pit with you.
All right. Where's that jail cell full of swords?
The
Let's
jail cell was over this way.
Do-do-do-do-do. Here we go.
There is a room
Wow.
here. The door is open. I'll describe it to you. The chamber appears to be a cell block lined with stone doors that have small barred windows set into them at dwarf's eye height. Snow and wind enter the room through a barred window in the northeast corner that looks outward towards the snow-covered bunker that guards the main entrance.
I feel like having seen some sort of booby-trapped things in the past, I'm going to at least examine some of these before I just rip them open or
Okay.
attempt to rip them open,
Okay.
just to make sure there's not anything that looks like there might be a bolt that's going to shoot out at me or a
As you sort of peer through there, you don't see much in that cell. There are mostly snow, and it's dark, so you don't have a great look. But
except for my flaming sword that I just sort of shove in through the bars
okay, so you shove in a flaming sword through the bars to light it
to
up.
melt the ice, open up anything.
It appears to be relatively empty, at least that one.
Okay, then I'm just going to move to the next one.
All right, you can. Ordella, are you there?
Yes.
Move your token to wherever you're at, Ordella.
I gotta zoom out and find.
I can move you if you want.
Yeah,
I just want to know if you're
the
in
zooming
that room.
is.
There you are. You see some detritus in that room there as you look into the next one. Looks like trash scattered around on the ground, covered in snow mostly. Everybody that's in there can roll perception real quick as you're doing this. Ooh, Cadillac and Harkus, good rolls. You do hear a faint, like, moan sound coming from the back wall over here.
I'll go to investigate.
I'm gonna poke at this pile of trash and just make sure that there's nothing.
As you peer in through the bars of the window there, it's very dark, Granite Guts. Do you have dark vision?
I not only have dark vision, but I will lift up Dust Crusher and ignite the head.
Yeah, so with radiant light, you see what looks like a human person inside of that cell, who is sort of huddled to the back, locked up in that cell. It's definitely humanoid. You can roll to see if you roll history to see if you recognize anything about this sort of humanoid. It's a human person. Doesn't look like a 10-towner, so maybe like a barbarian tribal person, maybe. They've got like animal fur over top of them, and they're huddled in the sort of corner. You can't tell if they're breathing or not.
Do I have any ability to perhaps knock the door off of the jail cell, or otherwise get access to perhaps release this person? I can try hitting it, I guess. If
I'll come help pull if you want to pull.
Yeah, it looks like all of the latch mechanisms are sort of attached together. So like one good hard like rip with enough strength could potentially like, imagine like in a prison where it's like one lock that sort of like latches all the cells and it'll open all at once kind of thing. Like one good hard like rip would like open it up potentially.
Okay, well I guess let's try to give her a rip.
All right, give me a strength check. And if you're helping, you can do so as well, Marcus, and anyone else that's helping, Rodella or Toot. Okay, that's pretty darn good, Harkus and Cadillac. Are you helping as well, Rodella or Toot?
I would be waiting to cast guidance if they fail.
Okay. As you do that with 17, 19, and 21, the latch, the ice breaks loose and it opens up. And as it does so, all of these pages open. And you see in there human-looking people. Roll perception.
All of us, or
everybody that's standing there looking in the cage.
Come on. Oh, never mind. Everybody else got it but me.
Yeah,
Marcus just like turned away.
Yeah,
they start to all like.
I'm too busy looking at the floor for stuff.
They all stammer out, and as they get up on you, Granite Guts and Ordella, it's weird because they have like mushrooms growing like out of their skin or something. They're like covered in fungus.
Yum.
And as they get close to you, you see that their eyes are totally glazed over and look entirely dead.
Nope.
And you see what look like little hyphae of fungi behind their eyes,
Nope.
as their entire body seems to be just entirely filled with
Fungus zombies.
filled with fungus. And they raise hands
I'll say I'm rolling
to
initiative.
attack you.
So are these the same thing as like, are these technically like undead?
They are technically plants.
Did it
So
roll?
if Kenny were here, they are a plant.
Oh, I like
Is
plants.
it a plant?
Wait a minute, I think I have a
You won't
room
like
that
these
speaks with
plants.
plants.
I'm trying to convince him not to turn us into mushrooms.
Jeff, I rolled my 20 before it.
I guess mine didn't roll. Let me.
All right, 20 for Harkus.
17.
I mean, I don't think these are going to be a big threat to you guys, but It's just creepy. Surprise, here's fungus zombies.
Oh, right. That's a new one.
They're called spore servants.
Who's the master spore? Fungus or whatever.
He's in a pit right now, upside down. Harkus, you're up first.
Okay. I'm gonna swing my flaming sword at the one in front of me.
Smells like cooked mushrooms.
Sorry, what'd you roll?
15.
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit.
Oh, the audio volume.
Yeah. Thank you.
Excuse me. 15.
Yes.
Let me pull them up. I apologize. I lost their sheet. 15 is a hit. They're wearing hide armor. Ooh.
Oh, and it's plus 2d6 for the. Oliver, stop it.
Plus 2d6 for the
For the flaming.
flaming. Okay. Yeah, so that hits and explodes, and as that happens, the entire creature just explodes. And when that happens, shoot. Sorry. When that happens, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw
Of course you do.
as this thing blows up. Yeah, you're gonna take sorry. You're gonna take 7 poisoning damage.
Okay.
And some of the spores seep underneath your skin.
Oh,
Nope.
all right. Well, now I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to swing at this one with the second attack.
Okay.
Because I'm already poisoned. I
Indeed.
missed that one.
Yeah, that's a miss.
And then I'm going to punch him.
Okay. That'll hit.
And then okay, that's it.
Okay. Ordella, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to, I guess, get this spore zombie here and attack with my great axe.
That's a hit.
Sweet. 10. And then again. Maybe.
13 is a hit.
Sweet. All right, for 12.
Okay, that thing explodes in front of you. Make me a Constitution saving throw as it explodes with fungal spores all around you.
Sweet.
You save successful.
Yay.
Must be nice.
I'm not turning into a spore zombie.
Yeah, I'm starting to lick myself at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Up next is Cadillac.
Okay. I raise my clenched fist in the air that is the hand where I have the acorn ring.
Yep.
That we got from the druid tree.
Mhm.
And I chant, the power of Sylvanas compels you to attempt to use the speak with plants authority of the ring to
You're able to cast Speak with Plants, and you can hear them. You hear thousands of voices of these fungus that is like a colony of like things. It's living inside of all of these, what are essentially dead humanoid bodies.
So
And
can
it's
I?
Thousands of fungal voices.
I want to attempt
Millions.
I want to attempt to use the holy power of Sylvanas to override their all these collective voices into sort of a single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
a single
sort
voice.
they sort of speak like, imagine like a collective, but as one voice.
Right.
Borg.
Yeah.
So basically I try to tell them we are not the enemy. Join us in the name of Sylvanas, master of nature, master of plants.
So you're trying to convince them to like leave you be. I'll tell you what they say. Let me tell you what they say.
I'm trying to make them allies, actually, if I can.
Let me tell you what they say to you. They basically say, "We seek to spread ourselves. Our goal is to spread our spores further."
Anyone got any weed be gone? Just
Like their only desire is, we desire life. We need new host.
well, we can direct them to the
Do
new
not-
host.
Right.
You-
Okay. So
You will make a good host for us.
No, we'll make
Your-
bad hosts, but we
your
can
big-
find a good host.
okay, that's
we
right.
We already crawled inside your big one.
We have no quarrel with you. Join us, and we will. And you can continue to live.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not a
Alright.
very good host.
This is going to be a big check
Smells
here.
bad.
This is going to be a real big check. You're rolling persuasion to convince them to like follow along with you.
Okay. You said that's persuasion?
Yeah, it's going to be a real. This is a tough check.
No.
It's-
That wasn't
it's not a
bad.
bad-
That's
it's-
good enough.
It's not a bad roll, but it's just not going to do it.
Would guidance assist if that is a fail?
You can certainly try.
Out of luck, that would be you. You can roll a d4 and try to add that to it to see if it helps.
E4, don't fail me now.
Still, unfortunately, not going to do it.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah, they back off as you say that, honestly, Hawkins. And the creature that's nearest you, it sort of moves away from you and says, "We honor your bond. You will be spared." And they sort of avoid you. Yeah, in fact, it's gonna like leave your threatened space, Hawkins. So you could opportunity attack it if you wanted. If you wanted.
Well, I guess I have to. It would be a bad. I would be a bad teammate
You
if I didn't.
certainly don't have to.
I am. I guess I'll go ahead and do an opportunity attack and say, it is Sylvanas' will that you aid us. If you cannot, then I'm sorry, but we must do what we must.
All right, make a melee attack against it.
Back to the earth with you. And I use Dust Crusher.
Okay. That hits. Yeah, it explodes. Make me a Constitution save, Granite Guts and Arcus.
So I'm resistant to poison and disease
Great.
by nature.
That's really good for you.
So does that mean I still have to make the check?
Yes.
Okay. At advantage
I'm
or
80%
You'll
mushroom
take half
at this
poison
point.
damage.
okay.
Are you immune to disease?
I thought I was. Yeah, I'm
I think
immune. I'm
you're
immune
immune
to
to-
disease and resistant to poison.
Okay, well, you're still making the check. You'll take half damage to the poison. Harcus, you take... Harcus, you're going to take 9 poison damage. Granite Guts, you're going to take 4 poison damage.
Wait a minute. I also have advantage against poison.
Okay.
There's another note here about that.
You have advantage. Yeah, you pass it. I think that's a pass. You take 9 poison damage, Harcus, and you feel more of the... Actually, no, that is still a fail, but you're resistant, so you're going to take 4 poison damage, Granite Guts, and Harcus, you feel more of the spores crawl underneath your skin. This one steps up, and it's going to raise its spear and try to attack Cordella with it.
Nope.
Rolls a 15.
Miss.
Okay. And this other one is going to step up and try to attack Harcus. And it's going to spear at Harcus. 17.
That hits.
Okay. Does 8 piercing damage. Toot, you're up. Harcus getting beat up by some plants.
I know, right?
So Toot's gonna back up, and he will fire a crossbow bolt at the one nearest Harcus.
Okay. Hits. It sort of stammers backwards, and a few spores sort of fall off of it, but it's not dead.
Okay. That's all I'm doing.
Harcus, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm going to.
Actually, can I bonus action give inspiration to Harcus?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to swing the flaming sword at the one right in front of me.
That's a hit. All right.
Plus,
It explodes in front of you. Make a Constitution saving throw.
oh, those are the d6s. Okay.
As spores go flying through the air.
Oh, come on.
You actually have bardic
Oh,
inspiration.
wait.
so
I
you
can
add
roll
a
it
D-
again.
You can add a D6.
Oh, okay. Not sure it's going to make much difference.
No,
but-
it does not. You take 11 poisoning damage, and you feel even more poisoned. You're starting to see little spots of mushroom appear on you.
I mean, really, these are like that Galifianakis mushrooms at this point, and I'm getting a little wobbly.
Ordella, you're up.
I'm going to attack the guy right in front of me.
Okay.
Great axe.
Hits.
And then again.
It cuts it in half. Ordella, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. Constitution save. Fingers crossed. Yes.
Save.
Sweet.
All right. As all of the spore-filled bodies fall to the ground, Harcus, you feel unwell.
I need the tiny hut again.
You feel unwell, in a sense. What's your Constitution score, please? Not your.
17.
Okay. Got it.
So is this a disease?
Roll me medicine if you're looking at Harkus.
Yeah, I wanna take a look at Harkus. Harkus, come here. Open up, open your mouth and say ah.
Roll medicine, Granite. Yeah, he's diseased, all right.
Okay, while he's saying I quickly grab a mushroom out of one of my pouches and pop it in his mouth.
Okay.
And
is this just a random mushroom?
And it is
a good mushroom, not a bad
mushroom. It is
mushroom.
the mushroom of lay on hands to cure a disease and or neutralize a poison affecting a critter.
This one's red with white
You can cure
spots.
disease with lay on hands?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's
As
good.
an action, you can touch a creature to restore any number of HP or 5 HP to either cure a disease or neutralize a poison.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to...
You cure the disease. Harkus, you feel the spores under your skin starting to fade away and disappear. And you're cured, Harkus.
I'm just gonna go, son of a bitch,
So
I'm allergic to mushrooms.
So here's the thing, Harkus. So the mushroom I gave you absorbed the fungus, so you're gonna need you're gonna need to retch that thing back up, or else you're gonna have problems.
And come out one way or the other.
So it's like the Green Mile.
That's exactly right. So you're gonna have to give that back.
You're gonna have to Green Mile that thing up. Just blah.
All
And
right.
give it right
That's how
back
that
to
works.
Hawkins.
I want to let you know the stats of this disease. Why don't you roll medicine again, Granite Guts, to see how well you know about what this disease is?
Sure.
Yeah, 13. I was going to give it to you for DC 10. This is a deadly disease. In fact, you think that it was going to kill Harkus, literally dead, in 20 hours.
Wow.
Spores invade an infected creature's system, killing the creature in a number of hours equal to 1d12 plus the creature's constitution score, unless the disease is removed. In half that time, the creature becomes poisoned for the rest of the duration. After the creature dies, it sprouts 2d4 spores from its body and becomes a spore person.
Well, thanks. And let's just start shoving my finger in my throat and trying to vomit up the poison mushroom that has absorbed all of this badness.
You managed to do that.
All right. And then I'm going to go start looking through some cells.
For more mushrooms.
Right into the
are
Oh, look,
not
here's a mushroom
mushrooms.
guy that's just now waking up.
As you
Roll a
step into the
Constitution
as you step into the cell, I need you to roll me a Constitution save. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Look, there's a whole bunch of flaming swords and mushrooms. Roll 6 con save.
Yeah.
You find some suits of leather armor. You find a whip with a golden handle, and you find some gold, 50 GP, and you find a small soapstone carved figure of what appears to be maybe a mammoth. That is sort of a neat little art object.
Okay.
Mammoth soapstone carved figure. Maybe a prisoner at one point carved this little mammoth while doing his
It's
time.
contaminated with mushrooms.
No. So 50 gold, suit of leather armor, golden handled whip, and soapstone figure.
I'll take the mammoth.
Okay.
I'm going to ask if anybody needs any leather armor.
It's not bad leather armor.
Okay. I'll put it in my backpack.
I don't even know what I have.
And then I'm going to take this whip with a golden handle and see what I can find out about it.
Yeah, as you look at the whip, the handle appears to have the mouth of a lion on it. It's fairly well made. Not sure where that would have come from, but it's kind of a neat thing you found.
All right. Well, I'm going to just hold
You'd
on
have
to that and
study it more to see if it's something
spend some
magical
time.
magical or something like that. So that's what you find.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And what is, I guess I'm interested in this pathway here. What is this pathway over here?
There is a set of steps going up. As you pass into that area, you find small rooms flanking a central common area where crates and sacks are stored against the west wall. The doors of the southern rooms are open. Each room is empty except for a tattered bedroll and a chair. There are signs that there were Dwergar that were sleeping in these various rooms as you sort of throw them all open, these cellular rooms. They seem to have left. Maybe these were the door opening, door closing that have since abandoned. As you search around, you don't find anything of value in any of these cells. Dwergar Barracks.
All right. And moving back. And then.
And you've explored the entirety of the area.
Okay. Well, let's go back and see if our dangling participle is still here.
He's still there. Neldar is dangling down the hole. He's still screaming about, like death and fire. You'll surely meet your end, your doom.
Oh, he's got beans in his mouth.
Yep. You can't make most of it out because there's a bag of magic beans shoved in his mouth.
Okay.
I'm going to have him swallow one of those beans and become 80 feet tall.
Don't you
Start
do it.
wrecking you like Gozer the Destroyer. Giant.
It'll be okay because the rope will break and he'll be stuck down there and he'll be too big to crawl out.
Giant Stay Puffed Marshmallow Dwergar.
It'd be like Alice in Wonderland. He's like stuck in the rabbit hole.
I have half a mind to feed him Harkaz's mushroom. If he
That's-
doesn't,
Yeah, I don't.
That's a little far.
Yeah, I don't. I think that
There's
the
a line and
spores.
we crossed it.
I think the spores are neutralized. It was the only way that mushroom would work. Like you don't get to keep like a.
Can we like scrape some off
poison
of
mushroom.
the dead guys and just like
Mm-mm,
sprinkle it
No,
like
they're
mushroom
dead.
flakes?
He
No, you
doesn't know
killed him.
that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you carry around a bomb of like turn you into a spore zombie with you. Like, nope, that's not how that's
So
going.
not fair. We have like empty containers. We can totally do that. Improvised weaponry.
I will say that you find 2 healing potions in the like
Well, it didn't do them much good.
no in the barracks rooms. You
How's
find
this-
two
Okay,
potions. You find
okay.
2 potions of healing.
It's like, why did they
I'm
not
gonna
use
need-
the potions?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Hey,
need
let me
somebody
cure
else to
myself.
carry those so that when I
Yeah.
go down, you can just come and pour them in my throat.
You guys should find some potions of healing. You find some potions of healing. You found 50 gold. You found a soapstone mammoth. You found a whip with a golden handle and like a lion head on the end of it. And that's what you found. So are you guys hooking him up to a goat sled and dragging him somewhere?
Yep.
That sounds great.
All right, now that you don't have to worry about 20-hour death time, I'm going to bring you to the map and you can tell me where you're dragging him to.
Can we put bells on them too?
That would attract every Yeti in the yes, do that. You guys are at the D&D logo here. You left out of Caer Konig, where you were asked by the speaker of that town to figure out who was responsible for the things that had gone missing. Trovus is there. You were told in Caer Konig, in the bar, that about the wizard that was killed in East Haven, about the spire in the glacier of the spire of a buried city, and you also know about the voices inside of someone's head. You also learned about the prisoner in the jail cell that one of them blamed for being responsible. So I'll tell you what you'd been told, okay? Just to sort of remind you of the things that you knew. One of the people in the bar said that it was not, he thought, the Frostmaiden that was the source of all of their toils and troubles, but instead of being the Frostmaiden, was the work of the evil dark wizards in this area. And certainly it was probably their chief amongst them all that is locked away in one of the frozen prisons of the north. In a man by the name of Valish Gaunt of the Arcane Brotherhood, locked away in Revel's End. You were also told by Trovus that if you're looking for things that are buried, because you asked about buried things, to seek out the nomads of the north, follow the reindeer. You were also, you know about the comet that fell from the sky, and you hear the Yatara hears the voice in his head talking about the ship that's been downed. And you also know about the wizard that found the spire, and then he murdered the people that he helped him investigate the spire, and he was then executed in East Haven. One of the people in the bar told you his cousin was one of those that was murdered, or I think it was his cousin. And he told him where the spire was, as you were sort of mentioning buried cities, and he showed you. So those are some of the other things that you know about. You also have a reward to collect in East Haven for stopping the Ice Dagger murders that you took care of. And you have now learned from this Dwergar prisoner that his brother is in the city of East Haven. And you know that he says he will find me on the frozen ferry in East Haven. From this base, the search for Shardlin continues. May our Father reign over this dark land. So just reminding you of the things that you've heard from other NPCs. Where are you trying to drag him to?
So we have the lantern from that hotel.
You're taking that?
Yeah, maybe we should stop by there first.
That was at the Northern Light in the city of Kerkonig.
And we're close to there anyway.
Perhaps we should drop him off there with them. We were kind of being asked to figure out what was behind this, and
here's what was behind this.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't really want to drag him all over hell and half of the Dwarven Valley. Yeah.
It's about 5 miles to Kerkonig from where you're at. So you're able to do that. You arrive in the city of Kerkonig. About afternoon. It's been a bit of a day dealing with these spore people and exploring the rest of it, and you arrive in Kerkonig as the day is growing a little bit on the long end. Let me find Kerkonig. There we go. As you come into town, dragging this dwarven man, you are greeted by the dragonborn man that you previously met, Trovus. He looks at you and says, "My friends, you'll never believe what we found. You'll never believe it. Do you have any guesses?"
Give me half.
And he looks over at the dwarf that the Dwergar you're dragging, and goes, "Oh, I see you found something as well. I'll go first. You'll never believe it. We found a mummy standing outside of town. Just standing there. We cut him to pieces.
Oh.
Slashed him down.
Oh.
Why would a mummy be standing outside of town? Just standing there.
Did you ask him?
No. We've slayed the evil. But I tell you, there's darkness afoot. There's darkness afoot in this world. If undead be just walking about."
Alas.
I'm gonna take the lantern and smash it on the ground.
You smash it onto the ground and it doesn't break at all. It just sort of hits the ground with a ka-thunk. And he looks at you and he goes, "Is something wrong?"
That was my friend.
Are you
Awkward.
Are you a necromancer?
He was until 5
That
minutes ago.
Was my friend.
I am sorry, but we cannot tolerate evil undead to be.
Just minding its
Just-
business.
He wasn't
hanging
in your
outside
town. He was outside your town. I specifically
own
left him
business.
there, outside your town.
I know the hunters. They found him.
The hunters are lucky he didn't find them.
Well, I suppose that's true, but we are all lucky that such a horrible creature is vanquished.
You're lucky I wasn't here.
I am very
You are
confused.
now.
I am very confused, sir.
Rage.
You seem angry.
You killed my friend.
Your friend was an undead evil.
You killed my friend.
He was an undead nice guy.
He was an elf lord.
I mean, at least neutral.
It's altogether evil. We do not. What
He was-
black magic of the Frostmaiden has come over you all? Consorting with the undead.
Altogether
He
is
wasn't
not.
bad.
He was 1/100th evil at best.
I mean, that's better than the rest of us. I
Well-
mean,
I then apologize for the loss of your friend. You seem to be
I
get some
dragging.
thread and like stitch him back together. We'll try to reanimate him.
You seem to be dragging a man, one of the deep dwarves. What learnest you?
I learned that you killed my friend. That's what I learned. That's what I
Let's
learned.
back to the important topic. Don't worry about this guy, and I kick him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
We'll cut him
I
out
apologize,
later.
Master Orc. I apologize. He certainly didn't have much HP. It didn't take much. A mere child's breath brought him down.
What about the sword he had? That sword should have taken a chunk out of you.
Yes, he did have a black evil sword. We've locked it away.
Now, admittedly, the sword was a good bit evil.
Listen, that sword emanated an evil aura.
The sword was, in fact, a good bit evil.
There's an
Where's-
evil
where's
undead
the
carrying.
sword?
There's
Where's
an
the
evil
sword?
undead carrying an evil sword.
Where's the sword?
It's locked in the town hall.
Oh,
Bring me the sword.
What do you want with an evil sword?
What do you want with an evil sword?
That's all I have left of my friend.
To keep it out of that.
Thanks to you,
I
that's
wish to.
all I have left of my friend.
I wish to keep it out of the hands of evildoers.
Like
Do
you've
you wish
kept
to
all the
keep-
shardlin out of the hands of other people. Like you've done so
Awkward.
well protecting your town.
You know, your track record is not stellar here. Toot
Oh.
has a point. As a matter of fact, we had to go and track down.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I liked you better when you were drunk.
Who says that I'm not?
that's what his wife said too.
Takes a swig off of his bottle, and he says, "Very well, come with me." And he leads you back to the town hall, and says, "We'll put this creature in the lockup here," and tosses him into one of the cells. And he opens a cabinet and hands you, was it Life Stealer?
That's it.
Yes. Do we
Hands-
get around to actually telling him, by the way, that this Durgar is who is stealing all the Chardlin? Did
You
that?
have not.
Yeah.
He says, and actually, as he hands you Life Stealer, he says, "Now tell me, I imagine it's the Dwergar that have been involved in stealing the Chardlin. What, is there more to it than that? Why are they after such things?"
So in the voice of the guy that is now tied up there,
Yeah.
I'm gonna like repeat many of the phrases that he had used
Okay.
and what he had told us, including the fact that he just wanted to, earn the respect of his father and like everything.
So Trovis looks and is most disturbed by this. And he says, "Well then, this certainly changes things, I suppose. I must make my contacts. Deneth Wayland will need to know this. If his city of East Haven is base of their operations, I'll send word immediately. And he calls for like a runner to come. And actually, I guess they would probably send like a like maybe a raven or something like that. Animal messenger. Yeah, they said like animal messengers. So he'll send a raven to Speaker Daneth Whalen of East Haven, and says to you, not all of the speakers can be trusted. The Black Network's influences run deep, but Daneth is an honest man as far as I know. I'm sorry for the loss of your friend. I was unaware that, I suppose that no one in our fair city would be aware that an undead creature would be befriended by you. If it is true that he was your friend, I apologize for his loss.
While he's going on this soliloquy, I yank the bag of beans out of the mouth of the Dwergar.
The Dwergar in the cell just sort of starts screaming, "You will all die! Die in fire!" My dad owns a dealership. And out of this, and as that happens, out of the bag, the little shrub sort of that you've been hauling along this entire time leans forward and goes, "Hello, what's going on?
Anybody need a towel?
Does anybody need a good berry?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Like somebody
Just wanted to
does.
remind you that I'm here." And Shrubby jumps back into your pack.
I need some sunlight.
At this point, I have his flaming sword in one hand and Life Stealer in the other. And I am really, really itching for him to just provoke me.
I mean, Trovis is a good guy. He's not trying to.
No, this is the
talking-
bean guy. This is the bean guy.
Oh, you talking about the bean
Bean
guy?
guy.
Yeah, bean guy.
New name.
Yeah, I think he just.
Your
I
name
think he
is
just. I
no
think he
longer
just says,
Zoltar, whatever.
"You'll all die. It's too late. It's too late. Deep Dura has spoken to my father, whose name Jeff can't pronounce because
Xandar.
Zardoc.
Something. Golf ball.
That's not true. Hang on. His name is Zardorok. Xardorok. Zardorok. It says Deep Dura has spoken to my father Zardorok. Our work is nearly complete, and you will all die in Dragonfire.
And what was his name?
Neldar.
Lord Neldar.
Neldar Sunlight. And you learned that he definitely at least has one brother. He implied that there may be others, but you know he has at least one brother that has set up camp in East Haven, named Dearth, D-U-R-T-H, Dearth Sunlight. And from the letter, you know that his base is at the East Haven Ferry. Trovis thanks you all for returning the missing pieces of Chardolin. He advises you not to touch it, however. And he says, "You will all drink and eat for free here in Caerconnig any time. You are all my welcome guests. Thank you." And he will arrange for rooms, drink, and free meals. He also turns to you and says, "Word of your deeds will not go unnoticed. The other honorable speakers will know of your good deeds.
What about the dishonorable ones?
They will probably know as well."
So be it.
And what are you guys doing? Where are you headed? This will be a party decision to where you guys are headed, because I'll sort of need to know to be prepared for next time. Because I think we'll wrap it up here with the where is everybody headed decisions. You're able to stay in the inn and, have a full long rest, so everybody can retake a long rest.
Hallelujah.
As you're able to get, you get free drink, free mead, free beer. You might just
Heck
live
yeah.
in. You might just live in Caraconic. We're retiring. We're gonna live here forever because we've got
Just
free food.
Curious. Where's the mummy buried? Like,
They killed my zombie. I
yeah,
mean,
what happened to him after that?
He says, "Do you really wish to know?" I'm
We
sorry.
wouldn't ask if we didn't.
Burned him. The undead must be burned. It's tradition. You don't suffer to bury a vampire. Stake through its heart and burn the corpse.
That will make him significantly harder to revivify.
Yeah. I just down my mead and glare at him.
I
don't even know what to say. I've got Life Stealer out, and I'm just sort of honing the blades.
You're like, do I?
Yeah.
and you all are able to take free drink in the bar and stay in the inn. And I'm sorry that you lost your mummy. Don't leave your mummy standing outside of a town.
Next time, put a sign on it or something. We'll be right
Says,
back.
"Good undead mummy. We'll be back in a week."
Please do not cut up in little pieces and
Went to climb mountain
cremate.
and then went to climb mountain and then did other adventure. Been gone about a week or two. Don't hurt the undead thing carrying the evil sword.
Please feed him water.
Oh,
No one will ever find him.
Oh, I can't wait.
Just
I can't
put a
wait for
collar
this
on him. It's
sword.
like, this mummy belongs to, if found,
Things
please
have-
call.
Things have just taken a dark turn for Arcus.
Oh my God. Arcus,
Marcus, what's your alignment?
Arcus, in all seriousness here, if you had put him in a cave or like stashed him
yeah.
in a hole or in a house or anything other than, hey, stand on the road outside of town, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
My alignment is neutral evil anyway.
Like,
How neutral? Like, right on that line.
Like, if-
less neutral
just
now than it was.
so I apologize that the plan was we're going to leave him standing on the road outside of town for about 2.5 weeks.
Just
no
a
one will
little
find
less
it.
neutral.
No one will find it or ever think that we should do anything about it, will we?
Less neutral now.
About to be some chaotic.
So are we drinking at the tavern right now?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I think so.
free. It's the
So
least they can do.
so as we close this out,
I'll take you to the tavern. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna take out our shrub friend and put him sort of at the head of the table, and then I'm gonna lean Dusk Crusher sort of up above him and ignite the head where it's radiating sunlight. And then I'm going to give water him with a little bit of ale so that we can all rest for a bit together, even shrub-wide
and
from our travels.
Shrubby looks over at you and goes, "Oh, I hadn't seen sunlight like that in a long time. That feels so good. Oh,
Eat up, shrub-wide.
Yeah. Where is the party heading next? I'll bring you to the map so you can tell me in the city of Caraconic what the plans would be. I need to sort of know as the DM to sort of be prepared for what happens next time.
I feel like East Haven.
Yeah. I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not for Toot. I don't think anything's really changed from like what the original plan would have been. So I think we needed to go to East Haven for some things, but I think we wanted to continue south to help Yatara deal with these voices in their head.
Yeah, the other things in this area was the spire that you were told about over here. Guitarra's voice is in his head way to the south. And the next city along the road is Caer Denival. Would y'all head through Caer Denival and stop in the city, or would you just pass through it?
I mean, is that a day's journey, or how long?
From Caer Konig to Caer Denival down the road, it's about a half day. Of course, the days are short.
Yeah.
Tis the only city you haven't been in. So heading towards East Haven via Caer Denival, and y'all will decide if you're stopping in there or doing anything in there as you arrive. All right. We will, I guess, take next week off as it's Christmas. So everybody enjoy Christmas next week, and we'll see you back on the 28th for you guys leaving Caer Konig. And good night, everybody.